What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today, instead of a here we go, we have more of a here we go back to the drawing board. We'll talk about what Juventus has to look forward to now that maybe some decisions are coming down, maybe not that favorably for the club. Stick with us, we'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Monday, June 13th, 2022. And of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every day. Make sure you smash that like button. Like I said, if you're here right now, you really want to help our channel to continue to grow, to continue to bring you content like we do each and every day. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free. Go ahead and do that now. And then go ahead and hit that that subscribe button as well. And hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Now, let's just jump into it. The news that we have for you, given today's circumstances. And the first one is Di Maria. What's going on with him? First up, we got Mercato, who's talking about the situation, saying that it looks more negative than it does positive when it comes to Di Maria coming to Turin. And how Di Maria is moving closer and closer to saying no to Juventus. So he flipped it up on you. Instead of saying farther and farther away from Juventus, it's closer and closer to no. Anyway, no official communication yet, but it will come soon. Confirmation of the negative feelings of the last few days. It is a personal matter of the player. Obviously, we know at this point, if you're Juventus, you know Di Maria doesn't really want you. He doesn't. He's not serious about becoming a Juventus player. He's not really serious about becoming, trying to win a Scudetto or doing any of that. He doesn't even care about playing for the Serie A. He'd rather go play for La Liga. He'd rather go play at Barcelona or whatever option could open up in Spain. His family would rather go to Spain. He doesn't really care about his Italian vacation. And I think more and more that myself and Julian, I feel more and more confirmed in our feelings that if he does and if he would come to Juventus, he would half-ass it. And that's my personal opinion. I think he literally would play maybe the first few months. Maybe you get a solid play for 3-4 months. And then as soon as that winter, the Winter World Cup is over, he's out of here. I mean, yeah, he'll still be there, but he's mentally checked out. So with me, I'm fine with it. Move on from Di Maria. Next up, let's continue on that, though, talking about Di Maria and the situation going on there. Nico Bellice has a little bit of a different take and says that Juventus continue to wait for Angel Di Maria at the request of Max Allegri, who does not want to give up the idea of coaching the Fideo. The Argentine is in no hurry to make a decision and is waiting for a move from Barcelona. His agents have registered an opening from the Blaugrana, but the current situation of the club prevents any concrete move. Barca's eventual offer, moreover, will be much lower than Juve's. And I think that just adds more of a slap to the face if you're Juventus, if we're being honest. If in this moment he comes in and you're at Juventus and you're willing to offer him this amount of money and you're willing to pay potentially up to 9 million euros, it looked like it said. For 13 months, 9 million euros instead of they wanted to play only 5.5 or whatever it was if they're going to do the one season because you don't get to use the decree. But with that, now because they signed it for 13 months, you can use the decree because you're using 2 tax periods. So instead of going from 7.5, it's all the way up to 9. And if he is willing to walk away from 9 just because he'd rather go to Barcelona, go to Barcelona, my guy. Go to Barcelona. Let's move on. If you're Juventus, move on from this situation. You're wasting our time, and also you're wasting resources and efforts that could be used to trying to get another player. A player that could have a long-term difference in the club. Be it Kostic, be it Zaniolo, be it whoever you have out there, your idea. Go after that player at this point, because at this point, I think this is too much drama for Juventus to continue on the sideshow with Di Maria. We don't need it. We don't need the sideshow. We already have enough of a circus going on with some of the players and their effort and their just the poor play you get on the field. We don't need an extra distraction. At this point, Di Maria, this is me. I'd be done. I'd be done with Di Maria. And I feel like I'm done with Di Maria, to be honest. I think I give him a lot of credit. I talked about how good he was against Italy for Argentina. But at this point, with all this drama and just the nonsense of day in and day out, just really basically putting it on the table saying, I want to go to Barcelona. I want to go to Spain. That's fine. Close the door. Let him go to Spain. Let him go. Maybe they can't afford him. Maybe he'll be stuck in nowhere. Maybe you can go to whatever. You go to Sevilla or something like that. best of luck. I don't know. That's my personal opinion at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think Juventus should still keep pushing for the likes of Di Maria and bringing him into the club? Or do you think it's time to move on? Go after those players who are better options or more long-term options, long-term solutions at the club. Let me know. All right, let's continue on. Talk about another option Juventus are going for, and that's, of course, at the right back position. Tudo Sports are talking about the situation as it's unfolding with Molina. Says that Atletico Madrid consider Molina too expensive and would have pulled out of the race. Barcelona, on the other hand, are struggling with budgetary problems and do not appear to be in position to step in. Juventus, on the other side, have long had excellent relations with Udinese, and he can play on this aspect, both to be able to reason with the player's valuation and to be able to insert a possible player into the negotiation. We've heard rumors that obviously Udinese are interested in potentially bringing in a player like Ranocchia that could help out. I'm sure there could be some other ones in the youth sector that they could be interested in. I don't think Juve would be really interested in long-term parting with anybody like Fagioli, Rovella, Manetti, any of those guys. But at the same time, Ranocchia, maybe that's one that could work out for them in the long term or in the short term, I guess. The good thing I hear is that Atletico Madrid are basically pulling out of the race when, for the longest time, it seemed like Atletico Madrid had been in pole position, and that seems to have switched in recent days. All right, let's continue on, and let's talk about the back line. Really more talking about Chiellini, the replacement for him, how that's really starting to shape up. Tudo Sports saying that at the moment it is complicated, that a European big name could pay the €120 million clause for De Ligt. The suspects are Chelsea and United, but the Blues are looking for less expensive solutions, and the Red Devils are not playing Champions League football. The Dutchman is reasoning about renewal and lowering the clause. The departure is more in the future than in the immediate future. Juventus are looking for a player in defense, but it's also true that Gotti represents an alternative that can be up to the standard of the starters. The Bianconeri are waiting for Atalanta's moves for Demiral. The Bergamaschi could take him and then sell him to the Premier League, a move that Juventus itself could make in case of non-redemption. So Demiral, we talked about that enough the last few days. Whatever happens with him, either Juve selling him or Atalanta are going to buy him and sell him. That's his future. When it comes to Juventus and some of the players they're going after, of course, we'll talk about the top target next. But one of the things that did stick out to me, I was surprised that Italy ended up utilizing Gotti that they did. Really, at all. I didn't realize that he was actually going to be up to play. If he actually is viewed as good enough to play for the Italian national team, and I understand, not a great string of events recently, but they played a solid game against England. Could be useful. Could be a better player than I originally believed. He is a bit older for him just making the move from Serie A or Serie B to Serie A. So that is something that worries me a little bit of how good he can play. And also the line of he can be up to the standard of the starters. Starters is not bad. But you know who else has also started for Juventus? Rugani. Rugani started for Juventus. So that's one of the things that is a little bit more trepidatious about that. Let's see how it develops and how that moves on. But let's actually talk about who Juventus could end up getting to replace Chiellini, and that's, of course, we're talking about Koulibaly. We're talking about if this one could actually come to fruition for the club. Tudo Sports saying that Koulibaly, Juve, immediately is a possibility not to be excluded. Contact between the entourage and Napoli management is expected in the coming hours, but the renewal remains in strong doubt. Barcelona are in front row along with Chelsea and PSG in case of a farewell this summer. Juventus are at the window ready to move in, even if the player were to stay until his contract expires in 2023. So obviously, I don't really need to tell you that Koulibaly would be a great get for Juventus and how important that he would be to add him alongside De Ligt would be fantastic. But there's a lot of competition in this. And again, I still remain negative to the feelings that De Laurentiis is actually going to be willing to do anything to benefit Juventus when he has other options out there. When you have a Barcelona, when you have a Chelsea, when you have a PSG, why wouldn't he sell to them instead first? So that's why I said, and I remain on this, if for some reason the two parties are able to come together and to come to some kind of agreement, if Juventus can maybe bring in Demiral and use him in the deal, we'll see. I'm doubtful that this will happen, but a man can dream, right? Because I think Koulibaly would be a fantastic get for the center back position. A fantastic get to get out of Juventus, though, would be the Frenchman Rabiot. Let's talk about his situation. Tutto Sports reporting saying that Rabiot is in the sights of Manchester United, who need to reinforce their midfield. The Frenchman is one of Allegri's favorites, but he also has a hefty wage and the full amount of his transfer would represent a capital gain. Juventus would therefore consider offers, but the player is unlikely to want to change in teams and leagues in a World Cup year, and with 12 months on his deal left. So basically, we don't really have an update on Rabiot. Rabiot's probably going to stay. That's what they're saying. They're saying Manchester United like him, but there's a lot of obstacles to that. They've also liked him for years in the past. We've had multiple years of them talking about, interest in Rabiot. And I had hoped that he would end up moving on as well. But unfortunately, maximum 12 years, right? Or 12 years, that would kill me. Maximum of 12 years, you'd see me deceased on this channel. No, 12 months. Maximum of 12 months left of Rabiot. So, unless Allegri gets his way, and then he'll renew him and keep starting him over players that are much more talented than he is, and providing much more to the team. All right, let's continue on. Let's talk about the attack here. And I have a bone to pick a little bit because I'm still frustrated with these reports and I don't understand them. Tutto Sports saying that in the coming days, Cherubini and Atletico Madrid will meet again and negotiate Morata's return. The chance of him returning to Juventus are high, and the first to believe in it is the player himself, in addition to the Spaniard Avice Vlahovic will arrive. Arnautovic is a concrete track, but Mihailovic is pushing to keep him. Simeone can become a market opportunity. Otherwise, the Bianconeri will look for a striker with different characteristics in pole position. Remains Raspadori, and he should be in pole position over all of them. That's where I remain. I'm very frustrated by these comments and by these reports of Arnautovic, and then Simeone. I can come around on Simeone a little bit, but I just feel like Raspadori should be the guy. To me, I think he's the most talented. I think he brings the most to the table, and I am repeating myself on the channel once again. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but I don't understand the lack of pursuit for Raspadori. Is it something that's working behind the scenes? Is that what's going on? Are they actually doing what I probably think that they should be doing, which is being very quiet about it, calm and quiet behind the scenes, working on the deal because they have a good relationship with Carnevale there at Sassuolo so they can get this deal worked out? Or is it something where they're going to neglect to do it, and then Raspadori won't come into Juventus this year? Maybe he goes somewhere else this year. Maybe you lose out on him next year. Maybe he has a great season this year, and then maybe he's much more expensive next year. To me, I think he showed me enough as a player at Sassuolo, and then for the Italian national team. I am good. I would say invest in that player. That's where I sit with it. Invest in Raspadori. Make him the future of not only Italian football, but for Juventus football as well. That's where I sit with it. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Not so good news. Not so good news here. It's talking about Artur's future. And actually, even though this report says this, it gets a feeling that it's a little bit more negative than you think. Tutto Sports saying that for another midfield signing, much will depend on Artur's future. If the Brazilian is sold, the Bianconeri will push for a midfielder as requested by Allegri. Arsenal's Thomas Partey could be willing to make a move, which could also include Gabriel. We talked about a potential swap deal. It actually appears that potentially Arsenal may have cooled a little bit on the prospect of bringing Artur in to their club. And if that's the case, then you can start to worry. Maybe don't push the panic button, but have your hand somewhere near the panic button. Keep it right above it, right above the panic button, because otherwise you're stuck with him. And you don't hear a lot of rumors of anybody else really be interested in Artur and wanting to bring him into their club, and especially for his wages and all the other aspects that are going in there that we don't know because he's getting paid more than the figures that are floated out there. Again, I'm not high on Partey coming in to be for the midfield. Thanks, but no thanks. I do like Gabriel, though. Gabriel Mangalaj, I think that would be a good option for Juventus to get there in the center back position, especially if you're not able to get a Koulibaly, a Bajashile, any of those names. Another guy that we want to get rid of, Alexandro, his situation. Tutto Sports reporting on Alexandro saying, at Juventus, no one has ever been considered non-transferable. Any offer judged to be fair is considered. Alexandro's deal is due to expire in 2023 and could therefore leave for free next year. The Brazilian could leave if someone shows up at the Catanassa with a proposal. the Bianconeri have not lost sight of Emerson Palmieri. Consider the right profile, especially from point of view of experience. I'm sorry, no. No, he's not. He's not the right profile. The right profile is another Italian player, Desni Udogi. That's the right profile. Maybe they don't want to sell him this year. Maybe they will not sell him this year. But to me, I think you're getting more of the same if you were to send off Alexandro and bring in Emerson Palmieri. It doesn't excite me. I don't know. That's just where I sit with it right now. We know about Alexandro. Nobody wants Alexandro. He's lost. He's not the same player that he was in 2017. You have a year left. Him, Rabiot, whatever. You can wait out the year. Ramsey, and then pack their bags after that. Let's talk about Ramsey, though. Let's actually get into him for a second. To the Sport also. This is all to the Sport today, I guess. Talking about Ramsey saying that he has returned to Juventus after his loan from the Glasgow Rangers. His salary weighs $7 million net on the Bianconeri balance. That is why the club is pushing for a termination of the contract, which is expiring in 2023, as I said. A solution that would not be painless, as the Bianconeri would have to pay a severance package, but certainly less than the full salary. There's your Aaron Ramsey of the day. I at this point, it's 2022. I spent a lot of the summer of 2021 talking about Aaron Ramsey. I refuse to talk anymore about Aaron Ramsey. So there you go. Now, the last minute news that I have for you today, talking about Juan Cuadrado and his future, is Tudo Sport. Gosh, they're on everything today. That's all in the news is Tudo Sport today. Talking about Cuadrado and his future, actually saying that and confirming that Cuadrado, the automatic renewal until 2023 has been triggered at just under 5 million euros. So that is news to me. I didn't realize. I thought they were holding off on that, but I guess they went ahead and triggered it because he wants to stay at the club for another season, and Juventus and him are not coming to a deal on the renewal offer. So basically it said that Juventus would like to extend for another year and lower the amount and are looking for an heir. Molina, of course, who we talked about earlier in the video. But in any case, it is very unlikely that a key player will be sold. Max Allegri's will is affecting the market a lot. So, wait, let me, real quick, backtrack. But in any case, it is very unlikely that a key player will be sold. Max Allegri's will is affecting the market a lot. Does that mean Max Allegri's will to retain Cuadrado? Or does that mean his option to go after other players? That's what I wonder, because that could be frustrating. Let me know if I'm reading this correctly, because I feel like that could be frustrating if Max Allegri would rather retain today, Junior. That was my today, whatever, my veto of the day. He would rather retain aging, less talented, whatever, players that are getting worse, regressing players. I couldn't think of the word. Regressing players. You'd rather keep Cuadrado over going over any other guys. Or not just really getting other guys, you just would rather keep him. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. We need to move on from the old baggage. Juventus does not need to continue to keep old baggage players just because they had a good game or two 3 years ago. It's time to move on. They're not proving worthwhile in your investment in the club and in the player. Sentimentality doesn't factor in here. The only players that are worth your sentimentality were Chiesa, you're on. I have sentimentality for Chiesa. That just came out wrong. I meant to say Chiellini. Buffon and Del Piero were the ones worthy of sentimentality. There's a couple more. There are more. But what I'm saying is in this moment, anybody can be sold. Anybody can be moved on from. There's no reason to hold on to guys, especially Cuadrado. I know Cuadrado had a couple good games in 2020. It's been a couple years now. He was doing fine in 2021 a little bit with he had a couple crosses, a couple of that. You know, like I said, if he's not creating crosses or creating something, he's useless. Even when he's in there at the right back position, he's not that good defensively. It's time for Juventus to move on to better options. Molina would be that option. An Udogi on the left would be that option. Move these guys out. Move the old weight out. The renewal for Descilio, which, if you look at it, while Descilio had a serviceable season, it's a bad move. It's a bad investment when you can get better players. Danilo's fine. Do I think Danilo long-term is a player that you need to keep signing on and renewing? No, I don't. Because all these players are going to continue to age and continue to regress. And we can't live like this. We can't do it. Anyway, You can't live successfully at Juventus. You can't continue having second video of the day, fourth place finishes off players like that. So it's time to invest in players that are going to make a difference. And that's something that I wonder about is how true was the statement made by Arriva Bene that this Mercato is not really going to be a big Mercato and that it's in the winter because of the World Cup stuff. That worries me. If that's true, then this season's going to be a waste. You get Pogba, great. But you need Pogba in other pieces. You need guys to help create in the attack. You need guys to help open up things for Dusan Vlahovic so he can look like the Dusan Vlahovic that he was at Fiorentina. It's ridiculous that Dusan Vlahovic is struggling to score like he is here at Juventus when he didn't have that problem at Fiorentina with arguably lesser players. That's my problem. So anyway, we'll see. We'll keep a monitor on this. Maybe we'll get a hot take here and a little bit about some of that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about the renewals, about the players, and all that's going on right now. Just something out there. I know a lot of this feels like breaking news, no news, which it kind of is until the Molina stuff, until the Di Maria stuff, until Pogba stuff gets figured out. We have reports that Paul Pogba's thing is coming out this weekend. Or not this weekend, the end of this week, Friday. But it looks like there might be 5 episodes. 5 freaking episodes. 5 episodes. Does that mean that he's going to announce the new club at the end of 5 episodes? Are they going to come out weekly? Or is this all going to be dropped at once? If it's all dropped at once, fine. If you're doing it weekly, your boy's going to lose it. This is ridiculous. It makes no sense. Everybody knows the answer. Just, here we go. Right? Can we move on? Can we do it and move on? That's what I ask. All right. Anyway, that's my comments. Those are my thoughts today. A little bit of ranting, a little grinding on my gears on some of the things that are going on with Juventus, with the Mercato, and just the way that this is playing out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with some of the things I said? Also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Make sure you follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, as well as make sure you follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.